I hear interviews. This interview promises to be one immediate doctor. If you say opinion never be din komo e obi a nimdia wo no I believe say meaning so my Ghana nimdia in this month yes celebrate o my Ghana en fa hodie no interviews say na ebetumi aboayen enti and ebewura a lot of issues mo in fact our sign eben yenu aba wa free mo ebony abusua pa and enti we'll be looking at how the family feels with ebony body na the social media na asofo ache wo mo adwen e de afa ho. How is the family taking this? Yebehwe ehho asem. Secondly, he has, I don't know whether to call it weird belief about witchcraft. Kwanya abrofo de bayi eye adwuma. I don't know if Ghana bayi for behwe interview bia wo behwe na wo mo atumi aka bom an association e be yesre assign. I don't know say beboa yen na atumi ama yakoyenim. Secondly, ebehwe o my Ghana in fidudu ayedi, are we really celebrating 61 years? DNA yenya na DNSS yeye. Yeba na ha no offices no dan bi wo wura ho bottles a ya dan no yedi bia Papa J, yedi bia Nanado, yedi say very interesting. Antina make us interview very deep. I mean try me ho na afi ye mema opani akwaba na me na di stronko enchire ma hu nipa me ne bedi nkomo yi. All right, Mesam Wakwaba. Opani needing community tiawa Al Wahab group onone penia odano se president. And which you know osign a international business consultant. Just say osign diplomatic consultant. Say mekan se mekan osign a yobia you can say minim so the KOFI dia because KOFI for na minim so mo pechin pa omo chin brutal minim se di no KOFI kan ho aja ebe mo akwaba
meche so
tempo mboko de
adom dia che
ye da se pan so say wa mai adaje say you know emramedi enkomai. First of all share your background kakra because issues na be di home komo no e be weird kakra.
Oh okay. My background is like we said it already, professionally, I'm an international business consultant.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I do also diplomatic consultancies, which means there are countries, one of them here, Gabon, and other countries. For purpose of confidentiality, I don't reveal all, but most of the countries now do consultancy service for their presidency. That means we do a link, companies be on more outside. Some governments be or pay projects or any projects are rolling out. Some say they free BOT projects, build, operate and transfer. Some are EPCs projects, it be a PPP. Most of the African governments at the moment, by virtue of the fact they do now IMF programs, so until they cannot issue guarantees. Most of them so for the purpose of MINISCA until or projector, which we can call some of them be a legacy projects and as a socially endowed projects. It be a great mechanization, hospitals, bridges, roads, dams, renewable energy, affordable housing, those things. Governments now roll out, but we try a more white paper, so but they don't have money.
Okay.
But now there are a lot of investors outside, overseas companies, corporate bodies. Some are individuals, are financiers of projects. They want where to invest their money, but they don't have access. Because a country like ours, typically, they face problems even to deal with the officials. And here they go through local consultants.
Okay.
So we bridge between those companies to governments.
Okay.
I handle projects with Iranian companies. I handle projects basically predominantly me delay outside more than in Ghana. So you link corporate bodies or more financial muscle. So take you road. It will be a country like Gabon, Guinea Equatorial, Cameroon and those places. And then Zambia, we are handling project in Botswana as I speak to you now. So these countries are or more disciplined lineouts of or more infrastructure development projects, our agenda. But they need companies that comes on board. Some by financing of the project or to partner with the government to do these projects. And these are some of the things that we do, what is called diplomatic consultancy services, where that would bridge between the overseas company and the government that needs their attention or their services. At the same time, I handle also something most Ghanaians do not know. We bring presidents to visit their fellow presidents. It's something that I happen, yes, to have done one of those things. I still do it actually. Let's take a country like Gabon, for instance. Maybe the president Odimba wants to visit his partner, his counterpart in Albania. What are the lines? What are the diplomatic lines? We first assess the diplomatic relationship between them. Of course, countries in Ibioha, almost relationship are very bad. From what you look at it on international scene, among themselves, they have very bad diplomatic system. Ghana has a lot of problems with other countries. Regardless, more, let me call it neutral land. But countries be no more specific issues. What does it? Yes, of course.
Hey, I mean, Ghana, I never.
No. Specific issues. There are some of the declarations on diplomatic issues on some of the countries has not been. Historically, somebody should tell me why I say most of the West African countries or the Central African country like Cameroon, Ghana, New Omunya, any that kind of direct diplomatic relations. Yes, we have it on other protocols or as an African country. But you can't say Ghana embassy or Ghana even consulate general or consulate or holder Cameroonian Maha. It dates back between an issue between the former president, the first president of the Republic, Dr. Nkrumah and Paul Ahidjo of Cameroon. A lot of frictions were countries in term, especially on the African continent. And then the Europeans are breaking down their frontiers. But in the African continent, we have especially the French blocks and then the 4 Portuguese league. What I say?
Okay.
Problems kakra. Into some of them, we try to link them up to engage themselves and have a visit for the first time for them to talk, not the normal OAU or the ECOWAS and etc. Even within the sub-region, the West African ECOWAS belt, you see, say, our countries, you can call them, say, they are very unfriendly to each other, regardless of the ECOWAS bloc which all of them belongs to. And these are some of the things that our consultancy service seeks to merge or to bring these countries together. But what I concentrate most is lifting an African country to have a partnership, a friendship, diplomatic friendship, business, investment friendship with some other foreign countries, European countries.
Wow.
Most of them investment nations that are interested in taking projects in African countries.
But does it really matter utterances of presidents? It to me a senior because Abraham Omampani Nanado,
yes,
interview with regards to homosexual activities in Ghana, the stance. 1 year too open. The answer was there were some who believe or yet tactful.
I would call it clever.
He was being clever.
Very clever and smart on that. I listened to that interview and I like that person.
Wow.
Much as I wouldn't support some of the things, but I think he was being a very an intelligent man on that question. But there's in diplomacy, there are certain things, because don't forget, Ghana the development partners, as a nation. We've relied on certain countries for all these years, post-independence till today. Ghana's permanent developing partners, UK, they support Ghana education, they support Ghana infrastructure, they support Ghana basically as education, military, etc. Germany helps Ghana with technology, they help Ghana with infrastructure development, medical, etc. Okay, and then you have Japan that has also been a permanent developing partner. With Ghana, with infrastructure, also technology, X, Y, and Z. United States have been very permanent there. Canada, Holland, and I think France. About 6 of these countries or more, I stand to be corrected, but I believe about 6. These countries have helped Ghana balancing to some extent, contributing towards our budgets, if you call it that way, because they have amount, either you call it aid or grant, whichever way, that they donate or they've been given to Ghana over the years. So when they also have a certain kind, we call it ideology or beliefs, with respect to governance, yes, you cannot rock the boat to some extent. But what I say is that Nana Addo gave a clever answer was the fact. There was something Nana didn't want to say. But from my mind, diplomatic sense, Nana wanted to tell us, say, every generation will solve her own problem. And rightly, he was very much right.
Okay, and every
generation, that's what Nana should have said. That is the plain words. Every generation solve their own problem. When United States, George Washington Bridge, there were a lot of things. History goes down with a lot of things. But as the generation progresses, generation be able to solve any problem. What did they mention? There were U-boats, there were underground train stations, etc. As the generation grows, there's been what? Almost yet refurbishment. What did they mention? Maintenance, etc. It is a generational issue. A question of homosexuality or lesbianism and all that. It was against. In the United States in the 1800s, when you are caught, they just only slash your manhood out straight away in the public. But generation had reached to the point and say, either they don't want to talk about it, or they are saying, say, we allow the society to flow. It's an individual issue. My religious beliefs does not even tolerate that. Notwithstanding, other people believe, say, nationwide, not Ghana, but other jurisdictions. Holland, for instance, Denmark, for instance, they say, come. Whoever around the world who wants to marry same-sex partners, come to Denmark, we allow you to do that. Come to Holland, we allow you to do that. And it is a generational issue more than a governmental or governance. So Nana Addo's answer was the fact that, yes, during his time, it was not this, but it has graduated up to the time. One would say, or one would have expected, say, yes, since Ghana is tapped or seen as a more or less a religious country, either Islam or Christianity, one beautiful thing is there's a country that has lived together side by side in terms of our religious beliefs.
Sure.
So he didn't want to rock the boat. But the long and short of it is that it is a generational issue that will be solved by a certain generation. So at the time that Ghanaian generation of our past will say we allow this, that time he's gone, I'm gone, all of us are gone. The generation will take the issue, the country still goes on.
I think the matter is the reason Tiaoka said he was smart with that answer.
He was very smart because you wouldn't rock your development partners. Because there are certain governments that have come out plainly and say, support my agenda on this. We have what is called protocols. You understand? Yeah. They want protocols. They want certain signatures. They want certain sayings, paramountly. But a president of Ghana is well positioned on the international platform, if you call it that way. So anything that comes from the Ghanaian president, if you have checked and you look at the background of Ghana presidency, over the years, on any international platform there happens to be a Ghanaian president. If 2 or 3 African presidents are to speak, Ghana president has never been left out. You can check out. It has to do with our diplomatic positioning. Ghana is seen, in my view, as more or less Switzerland of Africa, and for that matter, West Africa. Yeah, because
your position.
Yeah, because Ghana plays greater neutrality, and if you look at most of the international, the UN protocols and the charters, Ghana is one of the first signatories. Arms proliferation and all that. And you see them say, Ghana, we sign against this. Environmental, global warming, and etc. You see, global warming, Ghana will sign. Against arms, Ghana will sign. Child abuse, Ghana will sign. There are certain countries, they abstain when it comes to signing such charters. But Ghana is always there to do such a thing.
Like I said, Eddie Atta was right by saying you fear them then.
Well, to some extent on that issue too, was more or less, we are not dealing that subject, but I would say that it was a bit also in a heat of more or less, I'll call it more or less, a political language than a diplomatic affair.
Okay.
Because if you're talking about diplomacy, whatever affects your border, direct border, it has a direct corresponding affecting you, whether you like it or not. Okay. Because if there is an influx of refugee, the best and the most worst receiver is Ghana. because Cote d'Ivoire, French-speaking country, neighboring other French-speaking country, and then one English, that is more or less not too much of, let me call it, ECOWAS, even though they are Liberia. They are not too friendly with La Cote d'Ivoire. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Burkina is their neighbor, Mali is their neighbor. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So if you look at the frontline states around Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire to some extent, apart from CNO more historical, traditional, and also tribal link. You call, say, if Cote d'Ivoire is affected, Trècheville, about 35 to 40% of the Trèchevians living in La Cote d'Ivoire, they are Akan. And Akan relates to Ghana, either the Brown Belt or the Western Belt. So whether you like it, they will come. So if Ghana president at the time, and there's a problem in Cote d'Ivoire, no, diplomatically we cannot sit down without talking about it. But I understand at that point why the late president said that. He said that because, yes, reality is that the NDC government or the president's beliefs at that time was very much in alignment with also the Cote d'Ivoire president, okay, Laurent Gbagbo.
Yeah.
They were friends. So when your friend is in troubles, you find a way to massage the issue. But then I'm saying that it was a little bit of a diplomatic backlash in terms of what the president said, because if Cote d'Ivoire was still fighting today, Ghana would have been full with about 90% of the Ivorian population, because they don't have link to Burkina in terms of friendship or friendliness. They are not very close to Mali in terms of friendliness. The position at that time, Ghana required to have acted. That is why, even though Ghana is not seen as a French country, but Ghana sees as also one of the chief mediators between the French. And it is expected recently between Togo opposition and Addo going, there's a hold on fire. Why didn't the Cotonou president or the Beninois do that? Why Mamoudou from Niger didn't do that? Do you get it? Yeah. On and on and on. But it took only a Ghanaian president to tell them. Not that because we are neighbors, but Ghana has been seen as a neutral architect that plays diplomacy well among the French. Either than that, we would have been sandwiched and crushed by the French. Oh. Because all our frontiers, we are not bothering with any English country. You understand? So we take that our brothers and sisters are Nigerian. Nobody has explained why Togolese and the Beninois we've not used our brothers. We say, oh, our brothers in the neighboring country. But when you meet even outside, Nigerians see Ghanaian as a brother, but they don't see a Beninois as a brother. It is like that. That kind of Ghanaian neutrality, is very well placed and well positioned and well played by the Ghanaian former presidents till today and all our diplomatic cycles.
The way I can say, countries do the same.
On the African continent, I think we have 56 on the mainland. Yeah. But then out of the 56, I must say that I know, if I close my eyes, I can plot the border between about 52 of the countries. I know every capital, if not the capital. I know most of the tribes. I know most of their languages, if even I don't speak a little of it. But I know very well the African continent, the indigenes, the traditional settings. I know very well. We still visit them. I can say it's about 4 countries that I have not been. One of them is St. Anthony, which you might not know that there's an African country called St. Anthony that is also it is owned by British. Okay. It is only 5,000 populated nation, one airport, and the only flight that goes there is the Royal Army of the UK. Nobody is allowed to go in there, but it's on the African continent. Wow. Those are the places maybe we've not been permitted, we've not had the chance to enter. But then if you're talking about from North African belt, I'm yet to see, including the Sahrawi, I'm yet to see which of the countries. But then very few countries, maybe about 4 of them, but the rest I think are very well traveled on all of them. That is for Africa.
For Africa.
Yes. But then
language ben na account we say reflection
in a different language.
In a different language.
Sometimes you just forget about some certain things. Yes.
More for
listeners.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Apart from Africa, Europe, for instance.
The Europe continent. There is no country in Europe, as far as the European continent is concerned, that I say I do not know there. You can name them. Every country in Europe, from Southern Europe, Gibraltar, Malta, Andorra, these are the base of Europe. Okay? And then you graduate to the top, you go to Portugal, you go to Italy, the Southern European countries, up to the Middle Europe, North Europe, and then even to the Russian side. There is no country, I don't know of one country that I do not know in Europe. And then there's no capital in Europe that I would say I do not know there. So practically the whole European continent, I think I'm very versatile and very well traveled. We've worked with certain international organizations. What does it? Yes, I think I had a greater part of my education be Austria. Okay, and apart from that, I position myself. I worked with a lot of international organizations. For the purpose of what I say, I've worked with a lot of the United Nations umbrella groups. I mean, most of the operators. So we've been on a lot of assignments. For a fact-finding mission, especially on the African continent. It be an economic related issue. It be also a tribal. There was an organization by name Zebra International. Zebra International. Now, some of the jobs they wanted to know, from how the North African, for instance, but the North African, the influence, the African to Europe and all that. What did them change? A lot of things there, and then also how the from the North Africa through the Sahara, the Equator, all the way back. We've conducted a trip also back down. So there are a lot of things that and I say steady with certain missions. Until these are some of the
you'll be the best to tell us Ghana. Say what to kwanya kwasama nyina so how I will position Ghana in terms of but before I there is one interesting part medical so ansana other issues ansana yasaba ebony de no so near the hono area. This issue of wakwentu mu no abani de nkomo na chere say abrofo gi baye di pa.
Yes, to some extent very well. Yes.
Omujidi
serious.
Abrofo gi this baye for.
Omujidi papa.
Anti abrofo mo ya baye for.
Abrofo edie no omu ye in a more polished way. And they believe in say if somebody calls himself a scientist, it means that there is a certain knowledge be when it rima obitima yusu a obi ni bi or certain idea be opesu hu a obi ni bi. Either than that, say we fa common paper now tossing in the air a boss or to a baba form. But look at the weight of an aircraft. Either by Wright family or the brothers, they managed to sustain it. Say, yabeye we are manahangi. All this we're talking about, say, the knowledge, the power. But the power, no, would bukuma ye na ready. Didn't na, ebi a yentimi empire power no enu certain extent. But the Robakaya, who were kids, but history says that even Apollo 11, when they are first gone in the moon, what they say? Omo landing note. Say, having seen what Addo was through, the first thing they say, we are not here to challenge God. They admit the fact that there's a God. They admit what they saw is not their mind. It is created out there. But till today, say Bruni say opesu we ye a dying our holiday vacation spot in the air, in the sky, in the moon. Now will be a tomako dama my dear chairman bar. That should tell you a certain kind of a magnitude, a dream be, and I say 2 million beer. What the years are there? So Timoko did 6 months. I was through, baby. Not 6 months, no. Where Tima Basa says still what you say. But what I say? Yes, we know the history of Apollo when it came, and then the machine flashed somewhere on the Sahara Desert. Apollo about all over.
Yeah.
You know some of these things. Radiation on the buyer and my eye effect and all that. And abrofo say if you interact with them, all kind of beliefs, or powers, if you call it. My religion does not permit. Nyankopon nim or my atias ewo be menjindi me menji bayendi.
Okay.
Media menjindi. But my experiences in life and what I've seen and people have interacted woman me no majin komo says or tells me say yes it is there. Go to Cambodia. Cambodia is the bastard of all witchcraft and all kind of, you call it juju powers, the whole worldwide. There's no country, not India, not any other place, but Cambodia. Cambodians are the custodians of witchcraft, custodians of powers, black powers or white, whether you call them. But that's how I see so. And I'm a boy. Now, let me tell you an interesting story. I happen to have done translations. German.
Okay.
Yes, German language.
Okay.
A place that you a Caribbean near friend, chemist.
Okay.
Chemist at that time, I go there. Now I call translation my Ghanaian refugees to some extent. Now, Ghanaian footballer Safu Jemfi, he was in Leipzig, one and not.
Okay.
Until some cry sometime I call Daneho. Then I go to that refugee house to translate Ghana for claims of refugees. So my interview in English, has to be translated in German. Of course, I'm a German-speaking person.
Okay.
Now, what happened was that I went there one morning. Now, a group of German brewerphobia, about 6. Now, no Pagana phone have home breakfast by 8:30 in the morning. Jim phone bar or more compound hall. Grouped from cabinets. Mirafo basics. Jomo buy no. Anna Omane German coordinators in the Kasai said they want to speak to an African, one of them who understands them. Because me and Mirafo English. Okay. So they came to call me. I went there. And Omo catch them and said, there's a Teufer before ewo group nimu. Na aha opese oye register, and it's true. Germany is one of the countries or more registered association of witchcrafts. What I say? And UK munina obi. United Kingdom, they all have it. Well, yebe drew ho. Yeah, they know in Yabianka and Koma de Kumkumum because it was sudden on day. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. You get a point. Yeah. Now, almost a man can share. Obi omu say, or per se or fly or didn't witchcraft about in Germany, you cannot operate it unless you become an association member. But naturally, no one American culture, no one me Africans, no Ghanaians, Nigerians, Cameroonians, all over from Africa will be our maybe. And the one alcohol for an culture. So I asked them, say, we get us. How possible could that be? Some alcohol will be say, yes, mean to her. So meet match.
Okay.
I getting me? This was 1994. So meet match no pakro. Our ebe phone. So coordinators in the catch. Said they are not going until they tell the person. So there was a call to something like the cafeteria at this assembly. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
And I'm afraid of more cafeteria. They were talking with their eyes. The Israeli way, the Jewish system of talking.
I know anything.
They talk with their eyes. Jewish can sit here and talk for more than 3 hours. Is Jew to Jew. With their eyes, without opening their mouth.
Hey.
Well, there are a lot of eye languages too. I tried to learn some times ago. But I couldn't. Yes, you can go to Princeton. You can learn all those things with Princeton language laboratories. There are a lot of things like that. Okay, so they had come through depending on to because their system recognizes the importance of so their system also recognizing the and host more refugees. And for them, even they were operating coordinators operating because of their UN or more. However, in Chrome Germany is the recipient and they are the host. and the loss of the land is also observed. Anamebwa. Enti nipa ni nyina the range bell no bia buy. Emra phone terms 9 Disney to buy. No, onka ho. Pa maybe. So tell a Ghanaian girl now, or a Ghanaian girl. Okay. The name let's reserve her hometown, let's reserve it. Okay. But I think she's still alive, I know. Okay. Now waka ewo ni room. Emra phone say no way. Onka ho. Onka group na ho no.
Yes, I'm Rafon about a cromwell.
And yes, so they are your much there you almost so mumra, no more one. So eventually they needed to perform more like to say magic and no more you say. Our floor no was through. So there was a need say yenshi room no. Not gonna any get back home. Akodam paswa katan so oyare. Into do floor no. And catch and say a down we no because they could communicate.
Feel the vibration.
Until I had to translate to her. And come and see at the point now, or no mere eye to eye. What I say? It's also interesting.
And the day is here.
Well, on said the girl just took off the cloth. Because coordinator back on the cobble a pronum. So some obi wahana. Ena, she forcibly has to open the door into open yeno no sako dam panso katano so nom so ade no madam ho no so yare. So the women started operating effectively in a way what I say even in the spiritual realm or something like that. It's another girl na wakata na ni say and nom ka chen say
that.
So I told her and she didn't deny. She didn't deny. I don't know, baby. She didn't deny. And on that note, we didn't want the other Africans, said the Africans be taking Yama. So no woman named the entire Yama on Bay assemble. But I knew and the coordinators knew. Yeah. And then when they had gone to the top, now I catch and say, Mrs. Addo we say no, until onye day. So bibi one one. This is the tree language I'm going to say bibi one one. Onya careful no say omumpe within the region no more fasa de no emaha. Abra semati. Na me cry me hu de kan me de ha me. So that was it. Soon as they went down, they didn't engage me again. They went to the officers of the coordinators no. Nti mo ho na omo frɛ me ka che me say oma transfer again uncle back to Berlin. And yin that very day. Wow. Yin that very day. No, you cannot operate it. If you want to operate it, you go and register. Poland will be.
Who register what day?
Sir, they meet, they converge, and if it's you call it a prayers or almost actions from there, but according to them, almost is an Weiße Teufel. That is a white witchcraft. Say the bois, the support to country. Monetarily, financially, fame. And say Brazil money adadeno. If you remember, so even common World Cup, which is normal games, which you and I yen value no. Abrofone ba, they have a lot of things that they also do. Yes, of course. Unlike there na abuse will be to also a mala, and now will be to say or a prophet will be to say or a dunsinino or modiano. They have the people who are the masters of the country spiritually, and the country in the spiritual head is in the hands of these people. So they move it in the direction that they want it, and it is naturally so. All the European countries, most of them, they have it in a different way. They do it, but what I do know is a country like Germany, one register witchcraft undimo pretty or
no, they will register now. Meet me to be and I say,
oh, sir, I wouldn't know to that extent, and they will not. Okay. And I wasn't interested to know about that. But the point is, I have been a witness of a key event. Me ma translate. Ama Ghana ni ba say, say, we ye before been to her say, and she accepted wholesomely without any argument. And to me, bizarre coordinator and after Manfred, one guy is a very good. He used to be a good friend of mine. Same come here and also say they could kill her. because they are very powerful. But I think that the girl was very strong. What they're saying, they felt the influence of her presence in the area. And it's all over in Europe, most of the countries, you know, especially the Eastern Bloc, for instance, the Eastern European countries, you know. Very countries I won't take Switzerland, Austria, the Middle European belt, you know, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, you know, but even Holland, Democrat, as a nation, as a country, they have what they also do, and it's all part of witchcraft. And these are the things that a mom, what I will call the inducement, a mom support, a mom the certain things are almost.
And here they can come
because that is one thing I say, and one say, yeah, the only day, Omukrana, graduated from Enumuno, Edebeye, let me call it whitish prophetic. And so the same Nyamana no so kekan. One of them aka say this year IMF kra na bomb pa my IMF program Ghana free so. Bajo what you say? Bajo what you say?
Baby what
did they mention? There was a time in this country Pastor Square said we want to pray to arrest the rapid acceleration of dollar, galloping dollar. But Africa and galloping more. In the end, naturally, no. Omukra years say, Ebia, de more of a, let me call it, a gospel one and answer a white one. No. Even their prophecies, you know, had always been something that Omuka say, basically, just say all the time, no, doom prophecies. And you find it a bit amazing. See, Abrafoni there, they observe almost spirit, either black magic or white magic, you know, but they observe it very keenly. Italians only are very wild on those things because they practice it. Don't forget it's the ancient, the Roman. What did they do? Way across board. Look at the history of the Romans. Look at the history of Czech Republic. Look at the history of Prague, Slovakia till today. Their ancient fathers, the Catholic fathers, the nuns who died in the 18th century, up to now, they are there worshipping them on daily basis. And if you ask them, they tell you, say, apart from some use as a tourist site, you know, they also source their inspiration and their powers, believing, say, these were the creators of the land. And they couldn't have done that without certain powers be around the year, Juma. And this is where it is. And the year they are saying no more. What has a go fee? And I'm just who baby the call. Who baby over the call. That is the deal. That is the problem.
All right. Egusuo nkomo aye di emu number between mu with regards to nkomo ani edika di na me a bit language to do say na timika.
On a good day, maybe I refuse to talk certain things about me on that. But then I think say I could do with French, I could do with German, I could do with maybe Douala language, for instance, from Cameroon. I can do with it. I can do other African languages. I can do also some good Arab on a very good day.
Yes, I atwa young common say, baby, we are other issues. So, me buy an officer, you are the plastic iron. Maybe say, all right, and then it was so AD and Como, I will have a business and diplomatic consultant. What cheap at a my uncle said, Mubu or mine. It didn't come out ashe. say o my Ghana say we be din fie aduosia baako adekye ya na o hwe mfie ya di no a die na betumi asua experience be na obetumi de mayen a ye betumi aboyen next time me ba me no mo nso bi me ba me bro ye won so be friend fruity water
mpacha afabra
fruity water me say that bro fu wana otu kwan na de bi akoche o mo Ghana ye nsu papa but mama 61 years are we having anything Rebecca said yes celebrated 61 years.
Yes, Kofi. We can celebrate peace
okay.
The regional peace. And then the bit celebrate. We can call it a peaceful stability of peace. And then the bit a celebrity. So at least Ocean African continent. Yes, unfortunately no. Ghana one of them ya tasty coup d'etat or military takeover or let me call it say you take arms and their removal maybe democratically elected governments, but relatively at that time no and Ghana was not the only country our yes it happened and it has happened in different countries. However, if we bear the 80 up to today no one can say you stabilize our democratic credentials to some extent. But Kofi, that is not the only thing that we need. What I say. Having said that, say Yantima protected your peace as a nation since 1980 up to date, as compared to other African countries are or more and as other African countries are or more poor electoral system. I be crown election crown presidency time so as a memco. And only there we've moved very far. But one say they are not too China. Kofi you perform very bad as a nation.
What mark you saying?
Mepa there, Ghana 47%. We are below 50. Full scale operations, country no. You're all pretty, your system, you're all pretty, Kofi, the level Ghana is supposed to be. Considering, Kofi, we have been with a lot of international bodies that we cannot name all of them. But there is no single international body, call it UN, call it any organization, you will not get a Ghanaian or head. Black African continent. At least, Yenya Ghana Nyamana Beye, Secretary General of the United Nations. Today, when you march into the quarters and all the commissions under the UN, you will get top commissioners, the top project officers, Omina Ghana for. So the country has a kind of mark and or gravity be on the international scale. I didn't member a fee. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yes. You did the Kasa Ghana Gateway of Africa. Why not the Gateway of Africa? Am I? Is it by geographical entry? Or where do we strike?
We sometimes even say we are the center of the world.
Center of the world, you can say if it's geographical location, they are fine. Then I can strongly deny, say it is not. But positioning of the country, no, and in the democracy, is not same as positioning your economic, if you call it movement, and that's how you manage economic management of your country. Kofi, the whole world knew, or we know, say, look at China today. The China today is the most aggressive industrialized nation in the world. Is that not it?
Yeah.
By the time of Chairman Mao, history tells us that, say, look, I will not give you a democratic freedom, but I'll give you an industrial freedom. And then what are Chinese for? Or Grando almost every university of China during his time, and ask them, say, if you want to be part of China, go and learn artisan job, handcraft.
Wow.
German for adopt to be the country was grounded down after the Second World War. The 60 years, they introduced what is called Ausbildung. Germany or a professor or sir or no koji dying who sini dying or no be ni painter and electricals. But what I say? Thank you. So Omo move industrialization because they knew say a time will come that was going to be the ideal. So they be running any country industrialization. But yemi no mienu adia bronia ye twem learning theory ono the theory na to nchen practically emphasis base of educational curriculum. Not till today a country yenye 61 years near see abema akra baako tiny little head so on 12 subjects yemfa books like this bag emfa mbonachi. And to compare to countries, you know what I'm saying, you 2 subjects, you 3 subjects from day 1. You have speciality into felon kwa most of the countries in Asumji. And in most of the countries in Asumji. Are we doing that? No. 61 years down the lane, Kofi, and then na yebeka say in terms of achievement. Do be able to catch your politicians in the country, do catch you. Oh, Monko Cote d'Ivoire, Monko Burkina. You don't compare yourself with the minnows. So once you get to Africa there, let's talk about standards and let's talk about threshold. Yeah, may per se Ghana politician be and I compare Ghana to Botswana, a tiny African country. Create a disciplined economy. But what I say? Namibia of yesterday, Namibia as at 1990, 1991 was still under occupation by South Africa, no independence. SWAPO was branded, say, they are fugitives, they are criminals, they are this and that, under Sam Nujuma. The country has graduated from that time. Abidu ne, go to Namibia and those countries and look. Ne compare Ghana, all these countries saw as far ahead of almost all of them. Now, as a history tells us, the first on the sub-Saharan to gain independence. Yes, Yatias here. So we should be the first to have done a lot of things right. Kofi, where I have my problem with Ghana,
okay,
with all my trips I've made around the world, either the Latin America, the Central America, the American continent, North America I'm referring to, Europe and the Oceanian states. You can compare Ghana to only about 4 countries in this world. Your resources, you want in commercial volumes. Everything in Yankopon demand this country, you want commercial volumes. Which are some of them? Gold, nyame demai in commercial volumes. Cocoa, history tells us you could fine, but nyame demai in commercial volumes. Common clinker, bauxite, manganese, timber. Kofi, tell me.
They say I discover lithium.
Me say, tell me. Near commercial volumes, and these are the countries only 4, about 4 in the world. You can talk of Australia, or every mineral resource be in commercial volume, backed by fertile land. Ghana, rainforest, heavy rainforest. Ghana, fertile soil. Ghana, you have it. Ghana, Ecuador, Zambia, and then Australia. Bibia no nyamede masa land na enye commercial volumes. Obi the granite na in the country. Obi the one oil product in the different country. Nyamiama kuku. Then we sit down, we are concentrating on something like gold. Gold, Ghanaian politicians, Ghanaian economists should know it has no economic viability. Technically, it has no economic viability, no economic input. Water confuses you with our economic viability in terms if you are compared to gold. You can talk gold, stocks, yes. Heavy mineral, yes. Ghana need to do say no power to gold ne. Tomatoes won for such gold. Or soil now when they produce tomatoes, I won't for so because you can sell tomatoes every day. The world is selling tomatoes. Nationwide, how many Ghanaians walk to a shop so to gold? None. No country has oil more than United States of America. Or Alaska. Because it will conflict with their technology. The concentration will go and they would only concentrate on marketing. We will not. We develop on other things. You be depend on technology instead say you could to oil on. That does not mean obi any oil eche Canada, the whole Alberta region in oil. See yentu. Cocoa. That gives you rapid income on daily basis because the whole world will be a Caribbean cocoa my dear chin. Finished product, chocolate. Airport to burn into chocolate on daily basis. And this on a balance. So think of economic reactions. Economic actions will take input in getting something that will be bought today for you to get realized money. You will not concentrate on.
Yeah.
You can name them. One enter furniture. One enter kunyan trans. One enter bed in that. And to concentrate on even on the timber. Make your liquid cash. Never share country. Kofi, let's talk about development. Let's talk about development. In all fairness, is it nice so we're Accra as it looks like today? When Ghana is known Ghana, yeah, we say politicians, and let's ask ourselves as a country. Kofi, Ghana and Nairobi. So what can Nairobi there? Look at Nairobi.
Yeah.
Look at Mombasa, the Ukunda beach. Over 25 hotels on the beach. Kofi, so lovely. Plush. Nyanshe ya labadi. Nyanshe ya labadi. Nyamiama coastal line. Coastal line. So Gambia, the tourism in coastal line yenska. Shayenye stretch in Gambia. Is that not the same West African Ocean?
No.
Now Kofi, let's come back. This country had been in the hands. I don't want to delve much into politics, but some of us we understand. Yetiasie. Post-independence, Ghana, the country, no, Oma handle country, Oma handle. There's no an outsider.
Okay.
But I bring into this kind of complex dynamic. Say, Japan. Omo farmers there in their north. Almost say they will use Japan diplomats to accelerate the growth, to build Japan. Shani land, very bad land. In the 80s, and Japan and German for and the United States of America. These were the three countries fighting with technology, fighting who has the strongest economy. Yeah. Japan threw all the ambassadors nationwide. Se kwenina neba etie kuraseno ono nenim ebre enti we make our ambassadors all farmers, kids of farmers. Opa yenche Ghana ha ambassador ben ena yebefa no se oye kweni. So akọ school na wonko school. So Ghana sat back and dipping into elitism. Kofi Mitchell, the problem of today is Ghana practices elitism more than any other country on the African continent. Elitism.
Uncle school.
And yeah, even class one uncle school. I will not mention them, but school no. You will school ni B. And the B.
Okay.
Kofi minimum school ni mean school. But school ni be oha ye modin. And that has led into our parliament. 270 parliamentarians. Kofi cheme farmer owum. Cheme carpenter owum. Cheme mason owum. Cheme inventor owum.
Lawyers does no.
Kofi over 60%, if not more, will be a lawyer. Yes, with respect to that profession, wonderful learned people. However, Kofi, countries like Italy, they tried to handle the country in the hands of lawyers. I'm sorry. Romano Prodi was one of the best legal brain in Italy. Yeah, the country man collapse. So we still want our Berlusconi, who is a thief, to move industry. But what they are saying? Middle European countries, Troy Damo time, middle 40s. America, middle 40, Clinton, middle 40, John Major and others. They all realize it is not about only the legal men are to guide the operations and the principles of the country in development, your diplomacy among guiding. But you live so Kofi obite community. Now you're farmer, now you're popular than any other person. not because say he hasn't got a degree, say party, PPP, CPP, MPP, all these kind of parties. Intimate fans say this is a person who has something, or certain qualities of life, industrial qualities in his eyes, visionary qualities. Obetimi di na fu ono ado afu de just machete sekan keke editimi do afu 10 acres. And this will be parliament no aka farm ho asema. That person has to be there. Create the avenue for them to speak their own local language. Translate it. Kofi wo ho. India, 600 or more, the biggest parliament in the world. Obia can a language. But ye cry there is not 270 no. Ye wo constituency obia ye you se ko gina ho ma wo constituency. Wako parliament 4 years, 8 years, 12 years. Kofi obia na not that is a shame. Because you cannot grammatically express yourself because you didn't go to a school. You did not go to Prempe. Opoku no. You didn't go to Agri. I'm sorry. One kwachi mota. Or your basu so one call Wesley girls or Holy girls or a Bree to some extent. So they cannot speak. So the parliament is left in the hands of the very few vocal ones who had an early birth, an early exposure. So or call London, or go school. Yes. And you go for years zongo boys, you go school no. Say you call them back na mo ba. Who friends na so free or mo papa mo ko outside the bar na. You find yourself a bit what you say. These are the people that have graduated. Still, the elitism contest is in. If I'm to give you the lineage of the Ghana post-Ghana independence from Dr. Nkrumah up to all the people, Neshe compares in the last 20-40 years, the group that is handling Ghana, we have not gone outside the group. The schools that are handling Ghana, we haven't gone outside the schools. And the same people, the same schools. Obiba be frame abako, but look how need power. So it means that elitism is practiced to the extent say, who is your classmate? And the one and who is your classmate? Parliament, TB. Parliamentarian, bravo, sit down. Who knows you? Them English now kind of honor. So they go there, bam, quiet. They cannot talk anymore. So the constituencies representative. The representation is not felt on the ground of the parliament. And this a woman I meet, and no me and 4, no me now call one school. Ghana, Kofi, I'm giving an assignment. Call parliament. It's an open thing. Bring the 270 parliamentarians. Now you might do school groupings. You will see how many people and who are the people leading the country. And to those outsiders, you don't come in. Or your court. Or all the MDAs, all this age, baby, our courts, your parliament, our baby. Look at the hierarchy, the top posts, who are the police, military, meaning the same thing, Kofi. And if you do that, how do you move the country forward? Then let's go back. Countries are young as a country, 61 years. Which are some of them? Young couples are Ghana. So, employing kofa either they will call the blue ink or the blue book or the white papers and say, Yeni Malaysia, Yeni Singapore, Yeni Indonesia, and most of the Southeastern Asian countries, Yeni no more diplomatic pact. Net is saying, assistance net is saying. Yabo Modana. In the 80s, in the 70s, Shagari, 1981. Oma Malaysia is car. Nigeria for Malaysia is car. And yet, the first country, our hungry black African, Malaysians, Nigerians, one do hungry two, Okumomo, for drugs related issues. Yemusa Ghana say, Yabua Malaysia da na yamboy. Somebody should come and tell me and deny say yenye.
I hear say more background.
May say Yemusa Omu. Don't talk about only Abe. Talk about other things that were done with them. But Yakofa Omu Mombaye Telecom after 25 or 30 years. Where did we go wrong?
That is the question. Where
it is the talk. Kofi is the talk. Country bang. Somebody should tell me. Country bang. And a politician, parliamentarian is assigned to be in parliament. But you can get a total number of Kofi, about 10 to 12, if not more, parliamentarians on daily basis at radio stations talking. So who is doing their work for them? Nekobasa bill be a passia. The same people turn around and say, I was not in parliament when they signed that bill, so I don't know. Oh, Kofi. Neoko school no kran register kran say bobodi no ama. So one call parliament for some time, one call school for some time. They reprimand you or they sack you from the school. You were consistently, but it's about time that my generation, your generation, our generation, we have been, what I say, I'm twisted. Because the elitism context and the elitism factor of this country, you know, it is the cause of Ghana's downfall. Kofi, Ghanaians abroad, good number of them, very well needed. Well needed. I'm a consultant. We've been meeting them, top class. I was in Argentina recently on a flight. I met a Ghanaian consultant, a consultant for Argentina government.
Wow.
Top class. UK boys, US boys, Germany, good engineers. Kofi,
with all this, even speed, Papa, free America by also between a train and my share the likes of America, your KTA mobile manufacturer, Ghanaian. A lot of
Kofi.
Why?
Kofi, they are visionary leaders.
Okay.
And I expect our today's leaders, one of them should say yes, I'm prepared to do that. Country Ben Kunya was slipping into genocide. Rwanda. Rwanda. They slipped into genocide in the early 90s. Some of us, we experienced that war because we've gone there. Okay? Kofi, today, Paul Kagame is rated as one of the most visionary, aggressive presidents on the continent, regardless of his background, how he came to power. Nobody wants to know. It's about how you treat your people and what you give back to the people. 100 students on yearly basis, or the Omukoma, California, astronauts. The Catholic University of California, engineering. And the person lecturing them, for your information, is a Ghanaian lecturer, a young professor.
Wow.
Yes. And without hiding the name, Gillian. Gillian lecture and train Ugandan engineers. Paul Kagame personally released them every month. Not only Germany and Russia, a technology base from every part of the world. He feels I have to get my people, and they are moving. Kofi because the enabling environment back home, because the system had created itself and the system is compromised to the extent say your chief directors are Kofi only 40 years, the last 25 years you know 45. Do you understand? The country recognizes one thing, say you can always walk back into the system and swear affidavit say me age may reduce you. So young men and women with vibrant ideas where we school for front. Nobody allows him or allows her to graduate into Sauba ministries where your ideas will be stopped. Because yes, we are here. Then what do you know? Meanwhile, modernity in education has given you a kind of advantage over him or her. But that is the elitism, because they understand themselves and nobody seems to tell them, say, we can't continue to do this. We cannot. Kofi, Czech Republic. Czech Republic, they call it a planet on its own. Everything technology, everything. You get a minister as young as 28 years. It's not about which school he went or it's about which family he comes from. It's about what he has. Germany had a defense minister of 32 years. France is having the youngest president, superpower, the youngest among all them. Under 40, far under 40, because of certain qualities. Now, yeah, till today, Obuonya 80 years, still Kofi, or that's why David to enjoy every year, be 10 years, be 10 age so. So, how can we grow as a country? How can we grow? I gave you an example of the Chinese, communist Chinese. Okay, the Tiananmen Square, how almost started so many demonstration, almost per democracy. They killed them. No, we will not give you what a thumbprint. No, we give you industrial freedom. Now China laughs. America plunks into economic recession. China is bailing out. But about 20 years, 25 years ago, in the 90s era, China was branded as a communist country.
Is democracy good for Ghana?
Democracy, in our view, is only good for joining a queue. I will be more macro elections. Apart from that, and I'm sorry to use the word, the rest is nonsense. What kind of democracy are we practicing? KOFI, you've created what is called farmer or cocoa sponsorship. What do they call that? Cocoa scholarship.
Yeah.
And you don't have one single cocoa farmer and enjoy that scholarship. Who does that? Who does that? Country ben here farmer. Tell me, cocoa produce like cocoa neba ehiano. And we only know them during the election campaign. We only know them. We come back and sit and count ourselves, make noise and say, cocoa feeder roads. It's so
cocoa roads.
Cocoa roads. And you're ashamed. And you're ashamed. So it's too shameful for you even to say that in the first place. Cocoa roads. Road banners and Kaoyan first. A prestige. No. It is incumbent on your neck. Whether you like it or not, you have to do it.
Are you suggesting we shut down universities?
We shut down universities. We rather engage our universities into the gymnasium, the German Ausbildung approach. They brought the polytechnics. And it's engineering based, handcraft. Kosuya said this issue. Ne issue, ne polish it, ne ento, ne first camera. You can have your degree in mathematics, you can have your degree in law. What did they mention? Nobody wants to know. You can be a professor, you can be PhD, whatever that you want, you do it. But industrialization, KOFI, and no move country biya. The Americans said, okay, we believe in our scientists, let them create. And where are the engineers? So here we are. The inventor, that is the scientist, bring it, the inventions on board, that we can do this. Or the engineers say, I put the methodology. are invoking the practice, put it into practice and make it useful, and let's have it. Into the creators and the developers in the war. But yet we don't develop and create a parliament, KOFI. We don't do that. They only go there and cry and shout over car that was not given, car that is not expensive, and then allowances and all that. That is all what we hear. But I'm saying, we should allow the locals as practice everywhere. Japan, Chinese parliament, KOFI in Chinese language in it. But the people trust in him. They have trust. Say yes, he can represent us and represent our opinion. And it is said, what is democracy? Democracy is that you use your finger. Okay, I vote for you. You become a government. You give back the government to the people. We have not given back government to anybody. You give them the government they retain, and they tell you the cars they want to use as against the people who give them the power. Until timelessly, no, you be election obeko village anho. Omunyaje election in year. Obi anko. So we have condemned our farmers, our rural folk, into permanent imprisonment. KOFI, but if you care to know, country Ghana, KOFI, the best of my knowledge and my experience and what I've seen around, even on the African continent, KOFI, we are one of the most less, I'm sorry, anybody can challenge it, educated nation on the continent. If you have a fraction of about 25% operating top class education, and you have 75%, another 25%, somehow, and 50% Kofi. City Accra. Young come market to market. You sure how many Ghanaian women, how many Ghanaian men on the market? I'm sorry. How many at Abosokan? How many of other places, Kokumpe, etc. I'll bet my can normal English. No, not even a broken English. Do you get it? Now. So it tells you, say, we have to some extent, when we open up education, saying say post-independence, abrofono, ebe school keep concentrating, the same schools soon concentrate. That is okay. But education, how best have we opened it up? Send ya many people have feel into country, no. For Nigeria, over 200 and something million populated nation. Abroad when you're 80 years, marginally to some extent, Kofi, Utimika broken English. Is that the same thing like ours? No. Let's compare to the French. French countries, Ivorians, they speak and they read and they do everything in French. French. Whether 70% grammatically wrong or not, you can understand them in French. In that case, Okoskua being taught in French, they pick it faster. Into Habama back a good English unless or the international school. So why have we sat back? And countries like Kenya, countries like Tanzania, I use Swahili say you can study and scholarize in Swahili. So if Chi or Akan is the basic language that everybody understands, can't we have? And let's see, say, Sakrebi Kosku near Chen say, who are there back what the back can weigh you near some crabby journey free classroom.
But the challenge is choosing one language, because the Ghanaian language is not those.
Kofi, I will not let you go on that question. It is the vision and direction of a nation. Governance is a reality show. It's not somebody's emotions. Governance is a reality show. It's not somebody's emotions. To hell with the consequences. If we have to go on referendum, we vote which language is popular for us to learn and let us center us. It will be because we also be English based or only English based. Kofi, the mabrofu nimnyan sache, and I'm sorry to say, Germans study in German language. Spanish speaks in Spaniora, they learn in Spaniora. Italian students are learning in Italian language. The Holland students are learning in Dutch. Luxembourg, Dutch or Flemish. The Belgian French or Flemish. The French does it in French, they don't do it in English. English does it in English. Canadian does it in two languages that they know. Are you getting me? The whole Latin Central American republics, they know Spanish, so they study in Spanish. They don't come and study in English. So English is referred as their second language. So, on the continent of Africa, North Africans study in the Arab language. It's their native language to some extent. Arab happen not to be their official language. It's their native language. The official language, countries like Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, should be French. But I can tell you, sir, all of them, their graduates, they graduated in the Arab language. And then the language of official becomes the second language. Kofi Ghana ha, Obiba studio, radio station. Now I can brofo, no utia. Including Kofi Aduma. Mobile tape in yeah, elections. Recently, MPB, Ekasa Parliament. Yeah, bossa. But the person naturally is making sense to the best of her understanding. What is that language of English to her? To me, is void, completely nullified. It makes no difference. Allow her no kind of language and can come for betinasi. Dear who's your mamma no cry, you didn't quite represent here. Yes, sir, nah. So the woman now sleeps in Parliament. She will not talk anymore. I'm sorry. A special reference. Honorable Samson, he very brilliant chap. Clever man. He makes sense. About 4 years ago, we make remarks or a floor of Parliament said dollar is gaining weight.
It's appreciating the CD.
The CD. We've got parliamentarian who told, hey, brofo, trance. We don't say God dollar is gaining weight, but you and I literally we understand what he's trying to mean. A crime. Into why don't we learn the Indian? Why don't we learn from the other countries if you see emulate to standards? Kofi, Ghana used to be far better to some extent than India. However, today, what are they doing? They say, look, they have certain genes in the mind of the Indian. And the Indian kids don't compete. Those ones that you can, medical don't compete. But IT, we train you. So the country is training IT experts and export them to the whole world. Is there any Ghana bank? Is there any bank in the United States? Is there any bank in Germany? Is there any bank in Switzerland? IT experts now in Indian. Boys of KOFI under your age. Boys, small boys, 22 years. They are the people going to send they sell banking products in IT to these countries are more powerful because India has seen certain kind of knowledge or IT into we develop IT and sell. Yanko, the Southeast Asian country or Central Asia, Philippines, they have one of the best in nursing. So we train nurses and export them. Pakistan, electricians, we train them and export them to countries that they don't have. Nepalese, mason, bricklayers, they're building trade professionals. KOFI, your country are all building trade professionals than Ghana. You don't have an idea. Carpenters, mason, plumbers, to the extent said, the country has compromised. The elitism that I'm telling you about, say your oil industry, that is what? Offshore. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
KOFI, the divers, who are the divers? Send Omoji Oho. A diver collects not less than $10,000, $20,000 a month. All this thing goes against Ghana. You will be to Shama, obey to my diver from morning to enume, 18 hours no per crab, You haven't trained these people and tell the oil companies that you can't bring a diver from Brazil and South Africa, but divers are here. You are fortunate to have 4 coastal lines. 4 coastal lines. Regions on the coastal line. Volta region from Aflao, Accra, Greater Accra region, Central region, Cape Coast, and then Western region, coastal line. You will be a winning swimming or so train electrical divers, plumbing divers, painting divers, and tell the oil company, don't bring a diver from South Africa to take our money, but we employ. Until so be to Shama, any amount of $10,000 a month. He goes back to the city, to his village. $10,000, 45,000 Ghana. Ultimately take care of my household. What is the burden for you as a government? No. Contractually, your even common laundries. Your rig so. Bangladesh for the senior ma. Is there any school? I said the idea if you do machine you see. I Ghana intimate. So the system is so compromised and nobody seems to correct the system because of the elitism factor. Because if you now a Ghanaian diver and I'll budget $10,000, now because shaman and now be pair on tiase. So let the foreigner come and do the work and still continue to stay there. So my back constituents were what may jubilate the much. That's the irony of it.
Yeah, so
that is the irony of it.
No, but that is witchcraft.
It is witchcraft. Then you bunny,
black.
You get a point. So they will not tell you. They don't want you to know it. And this is 60% of your population below reading level. Below reading level. KOFI, so all Ghana villages are. Then crying become brofwa. KOFI anya abebono. But oka se onka tree. Nebisa nasema. Your common sense display, knowledge, the power of the mind and the thinking. And to get to the roots of the language, and actually say, oh, but Pama dear, oh, don't do any technical drawing. Chinese professors, some of them are now writing the Chinese language.
Hey.
Some of them are now learning the language because they believe in the creativity through the education, but the education through artisanry, hand professions, house building approach. What do I say? Holland, they claim that they don't have good land. And it is true. Europe, they are one of the countries that are more big problem with land. What did they do? They say, well, okay, we know what? We don't have even a place to do our technological stuff. we will best concentrate on administration. Best administrators in the world, managers, they are Holland, the Netherlands. Also speciality. And this is about outer. They believe what he's going to do out there and the money he brings back. Yet the NN is saying, who are nurses, we are not getting job for them. Oma kusku we or a nurse. Yes, you're supposed to Omo. Certain countries like Thailand, Philippines, Bangladeshi, Nepalese, Timor Islands, all those countries. Or training homes, okay, we can train these my nurses. Where? Arabs in here, Canada here, all the Commonwealth, New Zealand, Australia, they need always of these nurses. So let me train the nurses SSs na yenye. So country Ghana, we are agent of our own. I'm bringing my nurses, 200 nurses a year. 200 nurses a year. Will they come? Will their family cry? Or kwakoji Western salary into one kononkoji $2,000 or burden mommy $200? Your burden is relieved. Yeah. But KOFI, loyally, kindly, it is still one of the country which operates the kingdom system, swollen-headedness, intimate politicians, I'm sorry, country be home to me, the Ghana. KOFI, why have you seen a mass demonstration with all this? Regardless. Chairman, which part of Ghana and our year demonstration say, and there you will say, until you be beba, KOFI won't come, me bank call, me nana communion call. One single Ghanaian to Germany, to Holland, to France, or sending €100 and it calms the whole family down. Nationals Ben Abenya almost are. The country got to the edge of exploding, but no, Ghana cannot. At the end of the day, look at all the forces that surrounds most of the countries are extremisms. What you say? Yeah. Extremist groups, Islamic groups, this and that, Christian groups, this and we cannot have it in this country. Challenge me, tell anybody that Ghana cannot have. Because you cannot operate with these groups. Because you won't get the support. Until the government is always relaxed. Yes, of course, security challenges, you have them over the years because population in there are new dimensions of thinking of the youth and etc. But in terms of Islamic groups, etc., this, Al-Qaeda, and all this, they cannot operate here. Because you don't even have a bush where you go and sit in and operate. Because the land cleverly belongs to the village. It belongs to the stool, and the stool gives to the subjects. And to be intimate, and you can do only the terrorism operations only when you are in the bush, not in the city. Into flashes of all this robbery, they are very normal day-to-day crime. It's not different from Rio de Janeiro. It's not different from Joburg. It's not different from. It's about to happen. It's bound to happen. But the real country as a country, your security, it is still not jeopardized. I can tell you. Until you take advantage of the youth that you have, what is the size of your population? You have close to 40 million, 35 million, 38 million. And you're having a youthful belt of about 50%. Vibrant years from 18 to 35. Addo school. Into training, even vocational school. Training, womu kwa keke. Neither work requires training. No export from Arab countries that needs their help. Officially. Until you will not have a nurse, our demonstration say, what is so sad, say, we'll be a nursing 4 or 5 years. No, you will not put the person in use. And we keep on politicking, doing politics about it. I'm saying, commonsensically, where is it? Where is it coming from? What do you need it for? So, KOFI, we have to reduce the talking. 40, 61 good years, we have to reduce the talking. Parliamentarians should move out from your radio stations and go and sit in parliament. That's where they're supposed to work. 2, they should allow individuals, the indigenes, who have certain power knowledge, so or whoever, near parliament, on kind of language. Now report to be by yen read it me on son tiase, near nipa bechere na dream okroma. Not only the person who can speak good grammar because he's a lawyer. It is not like that. And I've given examples. Countries that practice, try that. They all failed. They all failed.
Al Wahab and in common. In fact, my idea misoki ideas and yes, say oh my Ghana, it to me sorry. Na ye juma. But with all this, baby I met you though yes was stay haning but let me come to this issue. Maybe I na nkomodie mu me realize say ebony away from me oben abusuan ba.
Minim family no from a distance very well. My sister Ketwa and very good friend. To dinner chino.
Okay.
Tracy or Holland okay. And then I'm in Holland.
Okay.
I'm a very very good friends for years. Okay. I know them very well.
And so how are they taking it? Any more mobile busiano with New and all the issues after New?
Kofi, I'm a Muslim. Yeah. My religion tells me and my faith tells me say it's God who gives and he takes. Yeah. God in his own wisdom gave every mankind, every human being, date of birth. God gave everybody date of birth. But cleverly God Almighty Allah didn't give anybody date of birth, date of death. Obianwa nyankopon edin da obewuka ho. Anamewa.
Yeah.
And he went on to say, I'll do things I'll be antimi musame because I created mankind. We didn't create him. We are answerable to him. He's not answerable to us. And nobody can ask me a question. And I'm responsible of my own actions in actions. That is God speaking. Enti nyankopon wo time or demand nipa deseni. God again did not give the criteria by which everybody will die. Wama so obenya malaria kofi ya hu obi a wanu musuo nu awu obi adi banku ni nkruma wawu anamebwa. Thank you. Nyankopon say, my Holy Quran tells me, or say, we all pray to live longer. So me know me ni akoye nkoto dwan ma the first person nyame mame kwatenten yes amebwa. Yes an yebom pai. But then scientifically, naturally, biblically, Quranically, it tells you say nyame so wabom pai ye kwa chen so ma kwatenten no. You have to accept certain conditions. Do you like it or not? Yes. What are the conditions? Condition number 1. From day 1 ayawo to hon. Somebody has to feed you. Anamebwa. When it's here, somebody still will have to feed you. You weary yourself, somebody has to clean yourself. You poo, somebody has to clean it. What started out nantia, somebody has to hold you. Your mother teaches you even how to smile, how to walk. And you have to be taught how to run. You will go through that process. Or say my longer years, sir. Mama 80 years, 90 years. If you accept, you go back to do the same thing because we are crying bibia bobi adwane a woda to ho. Unyi na ya brewa oya kokra unam agogo no bibi ba no obi adwane a wote ho. Ya nso mo antimi nko. Woda no pache be pagya obed so. People have to clean you up. As you feed you. As you hold you, ama nante te said ya wo ye wo frame. So the beginning and the end, back to back, is the same thing. If even me, Almighty God, has given you long life, in Timu de hen I'll pay. Suddenly I do better you am from a boa. Unina, when you're 100 years, using your memory more years, we have to come back to the same thing. You better so money do better. Usana we are crowning crying diago. Unina be 90 years, when in crying a say diago. Is that not the case? Yeah. You start reversing, the God reverse your mind. And of course, what you umpire born. So God did not state, did not categorize, did not tell mankind. It is an unrevealing secret of how we shall all pass on. And at what age? Until the feel is that, or say, there's nothing painful more than death. Kofi Addo. What you say, Kofi Onza can also said they will say you see me. You see? And you wouldn't like, we don't want to die, but the reality is that we will all die.
Oh, can they wear my image? They mention Kobe 1+1 for
you. We shall all pass on one day to come. And the Kofi, the God again has told us, biblically, Quranically, so we should respect the death. It is so sadly say a crying film in such a way. Can't we, for God's sake, respect say our mommy, our papa, our busuan, and the pains, coupled with the fact say a crown of us or film. And Kofi Uncle, there are 3. Opia wa busuan. Enti we've been hearing prophetically, prophecy, this, that. Minam yes, Kofi. When would that country stop? You know one thing, I love the French and I like them. You know why I like the French? For me, I'm a very French-oriented person and a German typically by practice. You cannot say anything in a French country to come and say, radio, publicly, openly, arrogantly, chest open, say, men are me prophesy, say, will be wood. French country will show. They'll properly beat you and tell you so kukunyan and a bra. Why have we allowed that?
What's in Yamen say?
Yes, in Yamen say. Who is your witness? Nani pana obeka san Kofi radio men, mumu so mu say. Enra ni obi awu ni family mu dana. Last week ni mame ewuye. No nyane na wa hu ni mame de no. At the time I was radio suka prophecy nani uncle ya de ne komog wa hu na. Why somebody's daughter? Why somebody's daughter? And if we really believe, say God so say Addo obi wa asantifo Addo obi bewu eya hintasem ode suru nipa na ode suma nipa. Again, Kofi say if obi kwa na ye de na ko say yenkuku no. I getting me? The time of death, even though we know it's on the 10th of October, you're hanging into death. But the very minute, the very hour that the soul goes off, Kofi, you cannot tell. So we don't know how we'll go. We accept it. So we should give respect, Kofi, for God's sake. If you see some of them, and all of us at the end of the day, we group, purported to be helping the family, consoling with them. That is what we have to go and tell the family, say, not a platform to do politics, not a platform to do any other thing, not a platform to go for greetings. No, go to the dead family and then console with them. And no more mourn with them. Can I recheck say some fachu? These are the words. Is that what we saw? Now, Kofi Maembra, the most astonishing and surprising and intriguing aspect of it, say, where on earth, Kofi, that saddens my soul, and I cried my eyes out. Say, Nipa Obi in the morgue. Na yetima kwa kuyinu. Say, ye bet filmon, and somebody comes out to say, I did it for police, Kofi, police headquarters, police hospital. Is that the first time this thing is happening in this country, and why that little girl's on out? Why would you fall? But okay, you are failing. Why do you have to touch the body? Kofi, this is where I expect. It's not about the country talking. It's about country taking action. That, at that material moment, who are the people? Respect. Not we don't talk about your profession. The person is already gone. So respect even the nakedness. Respect the body. And to say, "Ona oba, ana wunya, onana, owofase." Na say, "Owo baby etisa." September, the younger sister na make us a madam for Bagana. She was leaving. We met at the airport. This is a vibrant chap. Kofi, oye na de nyame amano nimdie bi. Whether you support or you do not support, alhamdulillah, nyame na bejeje. That's fair. But oko Kofi, empire is what we need to pray. And that comes back to my religion and my religion, my faith. From time of Nana Adam, every Muslim, you can go across board to any mosque on daily basis, that no Islamic or Muslim imam will sit down and pray with the congregation without mentioning, say, all those who have departed souls from the time of Adam to our generation, God should forgive their sins. Nyame mfa ne bone a oyekyi anu nyame nche no on fan bonny or ye eti nipa and fancheno. Yamin fanning to na kukum. Yes, I can. On man on your day. On man home. On fanning call Alijana. Yes, I can. These are the words that the dead one knows. Bear in mind, Kofi, bear in mind, say, at the time, you didn't to her, you be seeing the followers, including the family, if 2,000, 10,000 people, she knows where she is. Yamani grave. Yeni ejani ina no. When a bit much or cemetery or say, I had a baby grave. Can anybody point out? So you don't know where you will also be buried. But that land, we all go there. But show me yours at the time we are burying somebody. That is the Islamic version of giving respect to the dead. And it will be by film. Now a beer take the pride. Cartoons. Will be printed T-shirts to sell on the demise of somebody's daughter to make money out of it. What kind of society? What kind of society? Kofi, if not a Muslim, a Christian. If not a Christian, maybe a traditional African worships. Now, as a country, I religion di. Near prophets are I was shocked and amazed. Said that issue, no, man, who country Ghana. I didn't hear that of government. Neither did I hear that of the Christian Council. Neither did I hear that those prophets. I'm not being said by my faith into no, but no Muslim, no Islam will grant that, will tolerate that. Because in the first place, I expected an action till today. I expected an unspoken version of governance. I expected an unspoken version of Christian Council. So we should condemn the individual approach, was not enough. The country as a Ghana, holistic, the whole country, we're supposed to arise and make sure say people are punished for that action. Yes, sir. Minim the memeko, minim the obeko, minim how others will go. It is so traumatizing. So we've devalued traditions, culture, religious to that extent. And for those who are still prophesying the death of others, it's against. Since you yourself cannot tell about yours, so it is not true say you can prophesy. You can give a prophecy of the day of somebody's demise. It's not true. It is a complete lie. Yes. So nyame bet ma ka chiro amana ye de obeka chire nipa na nsoso. So ka chiro ni e ka chire obi te o ma ka uhu ye. And went man ya ho hwe. So it is not true. It is not true. Eden now ye. Eden pa ye na abofa ho. In any case, can you stand against what God wants to do? Can you? Because you cannot challenge me. I take actions and I take responsibility for more actions. Into the day I bit my catching, I say, yes, me na me ma oye den. Me na mhunsu bewu. And I say me stopping yami. To the extent so because me ni nyame ka say no catch him say. It is not like that. Nyame na friend, whether by accident, by whichever. Yes, obi di banku oko and so prophet ben ehu. Prophet ben akufi wanhu. It is not your time. It is not your time. If it is your time, regardless, Kofi. Sad story, I should tell you. 89, I was in school in Austria.
Okay.
We were 4 friends. 4 friends. One was a Ghanaian called George Abese. Family no. Nyame mo mabutre 89 Yapon classes we were working on a bridge. I get me. Yeah. Then our French friends, 2 Cameroonians, Robert and Toko, one of them. So Robert came from Paris and ordered a car, and so we were all sitting in the car. We are 4, 2 Cameroonians, 2 Ghanaians, and they called hostel, international hostel Anayati at that time. Guess what? For one funny reason, me see for. But I was living in the same neighborhood with Joy, so we were going home. for whichever reason I'm see for. I got down. No, I'm so, I'll come later. KOFI moments, less than 10 minutes after I dropped on the bridge, whether Robert was sleeping or whatever, around 6 o'clock, he plunked into the metal listen of the bridge. The whole car tossed down, 200 feet down, wow. Nose dived. The car, everybody went down deep on the bed of that river, Yakumini River in Austria. Graz. All the three. And I'm sorry, their heads, because of the more metals we assume, everybody's head was severed. Minim DSC, Makofi, and Yume. The next morning in class at Croatia Institute, they came to call me. Because George Ames school, so we don't live in this, we live the same neighborhood. Only to be taken to hospital to identify the bodies with 3 heads. Why the anyway? Wow. That is God. If it was my time, I should have been in there. I don't know where and how mine will be. So alhamdulillah, you thank your God on daily basis for your life. But will be perfume, we should grant that kind of respect. And people should speak. The government should speak. Officials should speak.
I will have interview, but we can't finish without looking at this angle of plastics. The IEO offices. Maybe that's here. All right, and interview they're very packed, but even here without this, about yes, main railway offices now wana kakra. Obedu hana webo ha. About saying plastic here or normal bottles here any niti no. The aye ewo ha. Edine kan I will have why plastic go from the etimi de ni.
KOFI. I remember my history before I answer that question.
Okay.
I'm a consultant.
Sure.
A French company, about crew is him. Almost say tonnage of waste. I no krumha. Oma the logistics. Are you cars? Be creating employment by paying Ghanaians. Which ye? The oma vessel, ship. Be to landing charges. The trucks. I be convey waste. The whole city. Not only one city, all Ghana cities. A tonnage of waste. Besi sabola ni keke e dia France. Koye industrial fertilizer. Di bibe generate power. Be funny free. KOFI, I led that team. The minister I hold it, I don't mention. But still it was a Ghana government. Yeah. Ball and number funny free no. Yama yes, penny. Some person sign agreement to a part they amount pay $200,000. My number is a ball and uncle. Yes, I'm a go high, we are things on the drawing board, said the politicians and can. Arrangement is far-fetched, far agreed. Yabe who bibi, yabe generating their power. 2 French companies. If I mention the company, they are the 2 powerful in the world with waste management. Firma Schmidt, a German company called Schmidt, one of the best recycling. Crew with him. Some person plants eba compactable and enabling environment. Let's give them a place. They are coming with their logistics. They are not bringing one operator, not one driver. They are employing Ghanaians and pay them good salary. No more basis sabola, no more compacted their core. KOFI didn't work. But I say, report now actually that one still Ghana government reported that on waste management is the beautiful. No country issues has a good reportage than Ghana. Beautiful reportage, good handwriting. Okay, bulletin of Ghanaian chief directors and then ministerial Kofi will clap for them. Good English, grammatically presented. But Kofi, nothing. Now, Obusa said bottles now, you know. These are bottles that is just being a waste on the streets on daily basis. Your country, Bia, I think Vietnam, as we speak. Do you know what they're doing with those bottles? You have no idea. Waste. Even common industrial waste, toxic, you know. People are still making good use of it. Now share plastics.
When did be J.J. Rollins?
She's there. She's a little girl. And not a Ghanaian, a Nigerian.
Nigerian,
yeah, she's my staff here. She did it.
Why J.J. Rollins? No, why Nanado?
Kofi, as we speak, she has been invited by the Queen of Norway. She was in Mauritius about a couple of weeks ago. She had been to South Africa on International Symposium. She schooled nowhere than Ghana.
Wow.
All this, and she's here. 24-year-old girl, graduate from a Ghanaian university here. You don't have an idea. International bodies that are coming to my office here to come and see her, things that she's doing. You don't have an idea. When you have to ask her.
Papers.
Kofi, everything waste. Everything waste. Until I make a say, you don't need to take anybody to classroom. And no theory. No akwache grammar. No afeli. Kofi obi afeli English 20 times and into ultimate produce in progress. Obi afeli mathematics. And this is the country that say one pass English, one pass mathematics. Yeah, ma unye bibia ukruma. Untimi any subject or university. Kofi him fani yesa. Abrofo mas krom de ba omompe. Obi to England or fairly English, but they have an alternative solutions. And the creativity is what you see out there. And we are saying, say, people can do this without necessarily. So, class 1, akusuya grammar. Show to the public to have a look. There are a lot of people with similar or more inventions than that, but it is not felt. Sanya Kofi, momo makwa momo mekan radio so. Woman yakwa momo discuss inventions, engineering inventions, creativity, and no the same old story. Minami Yewe MPP, NDC, MPP, NDC, PPP, CPP. All this kind of discussions on daily basis. Whereas I say, you bet to one school, creative arts. Let's make use of this. Import or invite one Chinese professional. Import or invite one Hollandese. Import or invent people who have led through waste management and developed things out of it. Now, young school no one train. One would have thought, say, your polytechnics graduating to university. There was Science and Technology University, one of the best, as said always by Ghanaians. Tech, is that not it?
Yeah.
Kofi, yenye matches were all. Yenye matches. But certain jurisdictions, the university is specialized on one particular stream or line of vocation. Yet the nene de here na. Yet the nene de Kofi. University and a size, the population need 250 students. What's me law? Me engineering. Where medical faculties or running medical faculties or running BBA. Kofi, it is about time. Now I'm answering your question in point blank. The Lee Kuan Yew approach is the only thing that can save this Ghana, and that's the Singapore. Singapore, what did he do? Or say our money is paper. I invite top professionals to come and teach my students. In the 80s, in the 90s, Singapore was the best salary paying country in the world. Utia Manchester, Utia Columbia University professors over $1 million a month. Come and teach my people. Uya no aside then wasage is coming because we need accommodation. We need for accommodation for US ma. Na accommodation is $200,000. We need toka. O toka che o bid number no we 150,000. Why do you mean the only sort of tia like 100,000 America unya salary wati. Old man who 15 years. And top professors around the whole world, now course Singapore compare higher salary. And will put you in students, no more TA, no more understudy. When they got to the brim, no, and no lower salary, no. Until $40,000, they could your danka $50,000, and no more in a journey. So Singapore is back to Singaporeans. Until today, they only live on what? They only live on more tourism, aquatourism in the ocean to survive a country and to give it as the most cleanest country in the world. You're talking all within what? Under 20-30 years. Look when you and Singapore students and could do law faculty. One for man can say, oh, and yet one passing mathematics at me man new way. Now all over the world back again. If you go to Colombia and other places, the best lecturers there are Singaporeans. Now they are collecting the money back to Singapore. This is brain.
Interview media shamimi. Yet over here na yada was say Farouk Al Wahab.
Kofi Adoma one.
Yamin show.
Kofi Yamin town.
Very deep. Interviews you better and yes pa. Or international business and diplomatic consultant.
Kofi Yamin some council.
Sometimes you talk nipa or more Ghana addition na omo brains sa. We ask ourselves so why with all these brains
why? We are not in parliament. We did not have the chance to go to parliament because maybe we don't belong to the cycle. But I'm saying say let the people select the opinion leaders, people from their constituency. Let them come to parliament omo kind of language. Because Dutch, Hollander, the original Hono can Dutch, Uncle can English or ho. And to also be free in the constituency. And I'm not to Abama Neye, Ness or you be a uminimno or a carpenter cry. Fanny Brian Yansen in Pabakutim, not only personal, what graduate was scholarized in English language.
Anyways, yeah, that was it. Yeah, crowd.
That's it.
KOFI TV, yeah, 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 yeah,